Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar on using local currency trading on Boost to boost customer engagement. We will give everyone a couple of minutes to get connected before starting the event. Welcome, everyone, to join us today. We'd like to thank our key Alpaca team members and leaders for participating as well. This webinar is meant to provide you with more context into our recently announced local currency trading API. In this informative webinar, we will be covering the benefit of local currency trading and IP localization. And also, we will give a demo on how to display trades, statements, and price in local currencies. At the end, we will discuss the ways to drive IP growth and customer engagement with LCT. Also, we have the Q&A session at the end of this presentation to answer your questions. I'm your host today. And my name is Barbara. I'm Senior Demand Generation Manager here at Alpaca Marketing Team. We also have Sonia, our Associate Product Marketing Manager, as our moderator today. And now I will hand it over to our key speakers to give an introduction about themselves. George, we will go with you first.
Thank you. Hi, my name is George. I am a Principal Product Manager here at Alpaca. And my key focus at Alpaca is on the trading side of products. So any new features for developing the trading experience or improving the trading experience for our users. I've been with Alpaca for about 1.5 years. And fun fact about myself, when I used to live in Japan, I practiced the tea ceremony. Over to you, Raj.
Thanks, George. Hi, everyone. My name is Raj. I've been with Alpaca for a little over 1 year, working as a technology consultant, which basically means at a high level, I work with partners to integrate with their broker API. My favorite thing about working at Alpaca is the global nature of the company. Every day I get excited to work with my coworkers and external partners from all around the world, doing their part to make the financial system more inclusive.
Great. Thank you, George and Raj. Okay, let's get started. I'll pass to you, Raj, again.
Sounds good. So why local currency trading? With local currency trading, Alpaca is introducing a feature that enables our partners to display trades, open positions, statements, and confirms, all in local currency of their user. Allowing your user to view all of this information in local currency that they operate day to day, the currency in which they see their income, monitor their savings and expenses, and more, provides a simpler and more intuitive investing experience, which in turn leads to increased growth, engagement, and retention of users. Not only that, with local currency trading enabled, partners are able to capture our revenue on the current rate spreads at the time of each transaction. Over to you, George.
Yeah, so local currency trading allows you to embed the entire US equity trading experience. So your trades, your statements, prices, balances, statements, confirms, all of this is available in local currency. Best of all, it's built on top of the broker API that our customers know and love. So all you have to do when the customer places an order is they put in their order for, say, the stock ABC. They put the amount in their local currency, thinking at the back of your head how much this is in US dollars. You just type in the local currency. You put in the partner spread markup, and that is sent through to us. Alpaca takes care of the currency conversion. Alpaca calculates the order size and returns all that information back. And for your back office and your reconciliation purposes, all the information in both local and US dollars is provided for you for any aftermarket operations. You want to talk about the supported currencies, Raj?
Yep, sounds good. So to start, these are the local currencies that we're launching with. I'll just go through them quickly. We have the British pound sterling, Swiss franc, euro, Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, Turkish lira, Australian dollar, Mexican peso, Czech koruna, Swedish krona, Danish krona, Singapore dollar, Hong Kong dollar, Hungarian forint, New Zealand dollar, Norwegian krone, and Poland zloty. One thing that's important to note is that if you don't see your currency on this list, feel free to reach out to our sales team, as we are constantly evaluating other currencies to add to our existing offering.
All right. Thank you, Raj. Okay. And now we have a pre-recorded video to quickly show you how to create an LCT account and do the trading. And while watching, if you have any questions, welcome to submit them at the question tabs at the lower right corner of your screen.
So in this demo, we are going to create a local currency account in Japanese yen, funded with a Japanese yen wire, and we are going to place a trade in Japanese yen. So here we have the accounts endpoint, and as you will see, it is mostly the same that you would normally expect from the Alpaca accounts endpoint. The only difference, and this is the key LCT component, is the currency is denoted in a 3-letter currency code. For Japanese yen, in this example, we are talking JPY. So we have our account here. We are now going to create. And here we go. We can see that we have created an account in Japanese yen. Here is the ID, the account number. Note here the currency is noted as JPY. We have no money in the account. This field is rated 0 as it is not funded. But note also that we provide a second order JSON field, USD, showing the account value in US dollars. This can be useful later when you are showing customer statements, or they would like to see the US dollar as a reference point for their own decision-making purposes. So now with this, we will fund the account in Japanese yen. So we will now go to our wire, and we will insert the currency code here. And I'm going to deposit about 300,000 Japanese yen. Okay, we can see this has gone through. We can see the amount, 300,000 Japanese yen, and we can again see the currency as JPY. All right, now that we have this, we can go and do our trade. So for this, we will need the long account ID as shown here. And we will go to orders using the orders endpoint, insert the account value here, and we will now select a trade. I would like to buy Apple. It is note for LCT, you can only do market orders, and this will be a notional order for 500 Japanese yen, and there will be a swap fee in basis points of about 100 basis points. Note, this is the correspondent basis points. Alpaca will set its own, and that will be subject to the commercial agreement that you have with Alpaca. So we have our endpoint, we have our order, and now we will press send. And here we go again. We can see that this order has been processed. So it is a notional value. So we can see the notional here, the notional value being 500 yen. We can see it was a market order with a buy. We can see the swap rate applied was 145.32. The exchange rate was 145.32. Swap fee in total was 150 basis points. So note in our example, we put in 100. So Alpaca's take here is 50 basis points. And if we want to understand what that is in US dollars, we have the notional amount here, $3 and 389 cents, as shown here. And that is LCT. Hope you enjoyed this. And if you have any questions or comments on LCT, be sure to reach out to your Alpaca sales representative.
Thank you for watching. And now let's pass to George again to share some key features and benefit of LCT.
Certainly. Thank you, Barbara. So Yeah, as we mentioned, the LCT supports 17 plus currencies in app localization and creates an easier customer experience. With FX fees, this can apply to international broker dealers, advisors, tech companies. All are eligible for this. And the FX markup, as you saw in the demo there, that is customizable down to order level. So if you want to do a promotion, if you have high frequency customers who want to do more, you can justify this depending on what your strategy is in the marketplace. In addition, on the back office side, as you can see, we provide all the figures in both your local currency, in US dollars, and the entire experience end to end can be done in local currency. So whether you want market data, you want to see what the SPY is in Hungarian florins, or you want to place orders in pound sterling, you want your statements in the local currency, all of that can be provided end to end with Alpaca. And last but not least, for those of you on the operations side, the SSE stream and activity feeds are also provided in local currency with US dollars also as a second order JSON. So that's the overview. Raj, would you like to talk a little bit about the pricing?
Sure. So as George stated, local currency trading is available to all. We will charge a flexible spread markup based on the FX transaction. And it's important to note that partners will not be charged a markup on the equity transaction, but rather the FX.
Right, thank you, George and Raj. Okay, right now, welcome you to submit questions on question tab. We already see there is someone submitted some questions, and during our invitation, some of you already submitted your question via our Google form. So thank you for your submission, and then we will cover those questions as well. David is asking, does Alpaca takes a spread on the currency rate you give us?
So on the orders that are made, yes. So we do take a spread on top. Yep, and when the order is put through by the customer, there are two components to that FX fee. There is the partner's fee and there is Alpaca's fee.
Is there any criteria or requirement to set up LCT?
You want to take this one, Raj?
Yeah, by default, it's not set up in the sandbox. So once you reach out to your sales representative and determine that this is the correct course to take, we can work to set up the proper sandbox environment for you to test in, and then consequently the production environment.
Is the FX conversion from local currency to US conducted by Alpaca? And how does it work?
Okay. So the answer to this is yes, it is taken care of by Alpaca. So what will happen is the funds, whether it is done by just in time or fully disclosed, is held in Alpaca's local currency account. And then based on when the trades are made, we arrange the appropriate FX bookings to be made to convert to US dollars.
Thank you, George. Does LCT support just in time?
Yes, it does. We have a local currency version of JIT.
Thank you. Can customer make withdrawals in the local currency?
Yes, they can. The account is created in the local currency, so it will be, if you set up the account in euros, it will be euros in, euros out.
Thank you. Here's David's question again. How much is the Alpaca fee then on the foreign exchange?
I can take this one. This will be subject to the commercial agreements that are agreed upon. So please reach out to your sales representative to get additional details.
Yeah, for all of those pricing related questions, you better reach out to our sales team to know more details. What about dividends and splits?
Yep, I can take this one. So yes, we do handle dividends and splits in local currency. the caveat that we noted about dividends is we do not charge a markup on dividends that are received. The current practice is that we will book the FX rate from the at 23:30 Eastern time the night before the payment date, and that will be the FX rate that we use for the payment.
Someone asked, does LCT support all use cases?
We do.
Like omnibus or something?
We do. We support fully disclosed, omnibus, fully funded, just in time. So yeah, LCT is supported for all major use cases.
Thank you. Does each LCT account represent a new sub-account under a customer main account nominated in USD?
No, that is not the case. The account is created in the local currency. The source of truth for the account is the local currency.
Are the local currency accounts also protected under SIPC?
Do you want to take that one, Raj?
I believe so, since at the end of the day, they are part of the other accounts that we support.
Is there any plan to add LMT orders under coverage? If yes, how do you plan to lock the price?
So the short answer to this is yes. The idea of introducing limit and stop orders to LCT is very much something on our roadmap that we are looking to do. At the moment, that the designs for that are under evaluation and finalization, but likely some sort of range will have to be introduced to control for the FX volatility.
Great, thank you. Can customer also see LC equivalent on settlement? Like if you invested 1,000 Singapore dollar, I'd like to see my return in Singapore dollar as well.
Yes. Yes, all statements confirms are provided in local currency. Additionally, if you can also view how you say the second order US dollar field, so you can see that in US dollars as well. But the account settlements and all those statements are in the local currency. Amy
is asking, can you speak to some high-level compliance regulatory issues to consider when thinking about LCT in other markets?
Off the top of my head, I don't know the answer to that, but we can certainly follow up in regards to any compliance regulatory issues.
Yeah, we will follow up and give you the answers. And also, by the way, we will have next month in November, we will have a compliance and regulation webinar as well, and welcome to join us. I hope all your questions have been answered. And for additional information, please check here. There is some resources link here. And also, if you have more details about pricing or anything you are interested in about LCT, welcome to reach out to our sales team. And you will see if you haven't had a chance to answer some of the poll questions, we'd love to hear from you. Those polls can be found on the polls tab in the lower right-hand corner. And then, okay, right now, let me just go to see if there are any questions left here. All right, we still have 2 more. Okay. Do we have a signed separate agreement if we decided to use LCT?
This would all be part of the agreement that's signed as part of the normal contract process.
We retrieve marketing data in local currency, or do we have to do our own conversion?
So Alpaca has designed the market API so that you can add a currency conversion layer. So if you say want to see the price of Tesla in euros, you can do that.
So again, we thank you for joining us today. The webinar recording will be shared with you via email early next week. And thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you in our next webinar.